Panthers. I'm Jacqueline, and I'm here with Tacoma's Mayor-elect Victoria Woodards. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so our first question is, so I have some information from the News Tribune, and it says that the graduation rate in Tacoma in 2016 was 85%. As mayor, how can you help increase that percentage?
Well, I'm really committed to education. Having been a product of the great public school system we have here in Tacoma, I'm committed to making sure that every student succeeds. So even though the city does not have direct jurisdiction over the school district, there are lots of ways that we can partner. I know as a former city council member, we have lots of partnerships with the school district, and I'm going to continue to work to make sure that we're supportive, because what's really important when we talk about Tacoma and how Tacoma grows, and we talk about businesses and economic development and all of those things, you got to have a really strong, good school system in order for people to want to locate here in Tacoma and in order to grow our job base. So I'm really committed to doing whatever it takes to make sure that our schools are successful and that the students who live here, because as your mayor, it's my responsibility to make sure that everyone who lives in the city has an opportunity to fulfill their destiny, and it starts with a good education.
According to the collegeboard.org, the college costs have been roughly rising at a rate of 7% per year. The average cost of college now is $24,930. What is the city's plan to help ensure that Tacoma students can go on to college after high school?
Well, so that's another one of those things that's not directly in the city's purview. So really, that's really a state issue. And so what I will do as mayor is continue, as mayor, you have an opportunity to use your voice to weigh in on issues that really affect the people who live in your community. So as mayor, I'll continue to work with our state legislature to make sure that they're doing everything they can to make sure that college stays affordable for students in Tacoma.
We all know that Tacoma is growing rapidly. More and more people are moving into the area, and there's bigger changes coming. Some of the changes we can see are happening in the Stewart neighborhood. As mayor, how can you help ensure the changes in the Stewart community are going to be positive?
Well, I think we have to make sure the changes that happen in every neighborhood in Tacoma are positive. We are going to grow. That is just the reality. More people people are discovering Tacoma and finding out it's a really beautiful place to live, that we have 85% graduation rate, so we have great schools, we have great natural beauty, we have got great shopping. They're just great opportunities in Tacoma. From the water to the mountain. And so we've got to make sure that we're preparing for that growth. But I think we've got to be really responsible, and we've got to make sure that every neighborhood has an opportunity to thrive and to grow, especially the Stewart neighborhood. So, like your business district on Pacific Avenue, we want to make sure that we get more businesses down there that are even friendlier to students, to get better shopping districts, but also then in areas like that to put in more housing. So, that's a really Pacific Avenue is a really major thoroughfare through the city. It's a great place to talk about how we put in more affordable housing somewhere along Pacific. But there are just other ideas like that I think that we can work on. But we want to make sure that every neighborhood, as they grow, that they don't displace the people who live there, that it remains affordable, and that's an issue that I ran on as mayor. It's really important to make sure that people, when they live in a neighborhood, they can afford to stay in that neighborhood. So as we grow, I just want to keep an eye on and make sure that we're doing the right thing so every neighborhood is successful.
So the mortgage and the rent costs have been going up also. So how does that play into the Stewart community as if students and parents?
Absolutely. So when you talk about affordability, one of the things that's happening is because so many people are moving to Tacoma, that we have a really high demand for the housing stock that we have here. The problem is when you have a high demand of housing stock, but you don't have enough housing, then the price goes up. So the first thing, that's what I was talking about earlier, the first thing we've got to do is we've got to make sure that we're building enough housing in Tacoma, that people are able to, that there's enough housing for everyone who lives here. And the more we create, then the cheaper, the demand goes down, and the cheaper it will be for people to be able to live in Tacoma. But the first thing we got to do is we got to figure out where we put that housing and how we get more of it in Tacoma so it can remain affordable.
What would be some advice that you would give students here in Tacoma? And if you had a second chance, would you take your advice?
So well, I hope so, because I don't want to give you advice I wouldn't take. That'd be really bad advice. So I think if I talk to students, take advantage of this opportunity that you have. I mean, I'm here in this school, and I'm like, wow, we're taping, and we're on TV giving announcements. When I was in high school, you had a PA system. No, when I was in any school, high school being the last thing, you had a PA system. You all have incredible opportunities. And I think you should absolutely take advantage of that. And then the other thing I would say is you think about what you want to do in life, because you spend so much of your time working. My advice to young people always is find the thing that you're most passionate about, that you would get up every day and do for free, and then find a way to get paid for it.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Mayor-elect Victoria Woodards. And you're always welcome back in the Panthers Now studio.
I can't wait to come back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.